Hey guys, it's Sonia coming on live. How are you this evening? Say hello when you pop on. Okay, let me see. What day of the week is it? It's Tuesday. And tonight we're going to do a live vlog, a paint and chat, hang out for a little bit. If you want some company, you'll always find me here daily, probably around 9, 9:30, 9 to 10, somewhere around that time, because I am a night owl and this is when I do my very best work, okay? So I had a late supper tonight, did a late UPS run. You guys have been keeping us busy with shipping out the Junk Monkey Happy Mail, which I gotta show you something because I shared this on Facebook, but Facebook and YouTube, totally two different worlds. Juliana, how are ya? My niece is on here. Say hello to Juliana, guys. Teresa, Hannah, Marty, Shirley, Lisa, oh, my favorite gals. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm glad you guys had a few minutes to poke in. Say hello if you want some company. Hey, Lisa Ann. Or just kind of want to get some inspiration, or maybe you like a good transformation. All right, I love a good transformation. I always say, to me, when you see the before and the after, when somebody paints furniture, tell me if you feel the same. I feel the very same way when I watch somebody who goes from like long hair to short hair, or does something completely drastic, right? So tonight we're gonna transform these lovely, are they filled with grapes? I don't know. We're gonna find out what's inside of them in just a second. Thanks for saying hello. Rashonda, to Sonia, and Juliana. Juliana's my niece, and she's also an artist. She loves to get creative, so be sure to say hello as you pop on to her. And she is watching all the way from Nova Scotia, Canada. Hey, Christy. Hey, you're still up? What are you doing? I was talking to Christy earlier, and she said she got up at 4:30 this morning. 4:30 comes once a day for me, okay? What in the world? Like, why are you up at 4:30 in the morning? So real quick, before we get into our paint project today, I'm just so excited because are you guys loving on the new labels that we're putting on our paints? Oh my gosh. Also, you'll notice that there was a label change as well to the milk paint, just to, I don't know, it's progress over perfection, right? It's like with anything in life. And so when we first started off, we did, like, for example, I have a bunch of cans in front of me. They were all in these style cans, this color, just a universal label. And then you'd find the name written on the side. And as Pickles and Petunia, they grow up and they go on to do new and exciting things like this, right? So color indicating labels, which means that you get a general idea when you have a stash in front of you what color is in the can, right? Karen's on A Step Back in Time Vintage. How are you and Ken doing? Thank you for being on here tonight. And I'm glad you like the color labels as well. So this just gets me excited. It's just one more win. All right, so that's the win this week. The last new color labels we had come out was when we last did our new spring colors with the Grage, the Rock Lobster, and the Ducky. And I almost wanted to sing Put Down the Ducky again, that Sesame Street song. Every time I pack your Happy Mail and you put a ducky in there, if you just YouTube a song called Put Down the Ducky, and it's where the owl, you know, the jazz owl on Sesame Street, he sings to Ernie, and he tells him that if he wants to play the saxophone, he's got to put down his rubber ducky, okay? Because every time he would play the saxophone, it would squeak and go all weird. And so I always remember it's got this really like catchy tune. It's like, you got to put down the ducky. And so in this jazz form, he's singing, you got to put down the ducky if you want to play the saxophone. And so every time I pack ducky, I sing to Matt, you got to put down the ducky, meaning you got to put it into your box. And he drives, and I drive thin nuts, and he tells me, okay, stop it, all right? Hey, Melody, and this is the Teal River. Hello, how nice is that, right? Just to be able to see. So then when you got your stash, you're able to grab real quick. So thank you very much, G. Davis. Loving the colored labels. It is a time saver, yeah. So, and you'll see the names on the front. So anyway, it's the little things that make us happy, right? The simple things that keep us just occupied and happy. So I, over on Facebook, I said, I'm going live in about 5 minutes, and I have treasure. This is true. I do. I have thrift treasure, okay? Thrift treasure. This is more Florida finds. When I was down in St. Augustine a few months ago, I also brought these home. You may have seen the vlog as well. Hello, Brenda. How are ya? So did you guys see this vlog here? I found these two treasure chests, all right? And I don't know about you, but I'm just not into the grapes. I'm into the bones of the piece itself, but the grapes, I don't know. And I'm pretty sure there's not grapes in here. I mean, what are you supposed to keep in here, right? Hey, how are you, Kelly? Big hello to you, one state over in Ohio. And then I got the big one as well right here. Love it. So, you know, a good junk monkey, right? Somebody who loves to give new life to old things, usually is somebody that has vision and can see past the grapes. Can you see past the grapes? Hey, Christy, how are ya? Oh, the Rusted Mermaid's on here tonight. Hello, my friend. So I'm going to cover over the grapes and I'm going to paint my treasure chest. What would you guys use them for? Let's start with that one in the front first. Oh, this will be a good, like, this is what it was before. This is what it looks like now, right? We got the mama and we got the baby right here. So I do like, you know, a couple ideas for this piece would be just to paint the inlay and keep the outside, but I'm like, no, I want it all made over, right? Oh, the TV remotes, that could work. And I do love like boho, shabby, eclectic. And so a treasure chest to hold the remotes would very much fit into my living room. So, but we got to give it a new color, okay? So I can either paint the inlay in here or all over, and I've decided to go all over. So as I was pulling together everything tonight, I'm like, do I want to do something like Sweet Sunset? That kind of color just drew me in. And then I also saw Mocha Madness, which I'm like, I haven't played with Mocha Madness in a while, but it is a beautiful, can you kind of see the drips over the side of my can? That it is a beautiful, just neutral, warm, creamy, beigey color. So I thought, why not do this in Mocha Madness? I think that'd be really pretty. And because it's a light color, what will happen, much like the candlestick that we painted on here last night. Oh, I gotta tell you guys a funny story in a second. Yes. Hey, Jan, how are ya? So right here, this is the one that we did last night. And remember how it was dark underneath and then we painted the white over the top of it? I got messages today, people going, did you paint that underneath? How did you get those marks? Well, it's the original look of the piece, right? You know how I say brownie frowny is good for a reason, right? Especially when you're painting over it with a color that when you distress it, you can see what's on the underside of it, okay? So if I go Mocha Madness, that means that you're gonna be able to see, you know, I need to stir this up, but you're gonna be able to see that dark color come through. So I'm gonna go with that. And of course, I don't have a stir stick with me every time, like, I don't know, third time's a charm. I don't know how many times I've sat here now and forgotten my stir stick. So I'm just gonna use, remember, always go straight to the bottom. Do you hear it hit the bottom? And then stir really well. And if you think you haven't, you've stirred it up, just stir some more, okay? Because you want the clay, you want the minerals, you want the resins that we put in here to be able to all mix together so it does what it's supposed to do, right? And that's what makes it a magical, powerful paint. So we're gonna go over these pieces just to let you know that I did clean it before I started here. Oh, I love it. I love it when I take a can of paint like this that's been sitting and just stir it up. It's so yummy looking, right? Shaylin's working. Oh, to finish did you say your buffet before it disappeared real quick? Oh, nice, Paula. I'll keep you company while you're washing dishes, girl. So yeah, speaking of the kitchen. You got your paint today, Vicki. What are you gonna get into? In the kitchen, we came home tonight. We did our last mail drop off of the evening. And we came home, came in the kitchen. I literally put my purse down. I'm gonna put that into my water dish so I can save my my paintbrush. Came into the kitchen and Matt goes, chipmunk! Oh, these right here you're talking about? Oh, these here are the cherries. Deborah, you can't appreciate the cherries? She says she can't wait for those to disappear because they look like red sale tags. This piece back here we did here in the vlog. It is just my little shelf in the corner. It fits perfectly. And that color is called Bahama Jade. But we came home and I kid you not, there was a chipmunk in our kitchen. So that was fun. So by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, this is my favorite cleaner I use. It's called Crud Cutter. All right, I love it, love it, love it. The difference when you go out to buy it, right now on the website, we don't have any. We're completely out of stock. As soon as we get some more in, we'll be replenishing that. And just to let you know, if you ever see anything on our website, junkmonkeypaint.com, and you're like, it says out of stock, there's a little place that we just added over the last 2 months. I don't know if you've noticed it. If you click the item that says out of stock, it says enter your email here for an alert alert when stock comes back. And so that's how people are able to grab it real quick when it comes back in stock, because they get an immediate alert. That's all that is. The system, as soon as I put in something in there, like put in like one thing, everybody gets an email or whatever the stock is. So just to let you know, hey Rose. And when you're getting your Crud Cutter, wherever you get it, you'll find it in red, you'll find it in yellow. Crud Cutter actually has a bunch of different variations, but the two I use are the yellow bottle and the red bottle. The difference is the red bottle is usually a little bit more expensive because it contains a degreaser. Okay, so if you got stuff that, you know, especially around kitchens, but I cleaned mine earlier with a little bit of paper towel and my Crud Cutter, and yeah, I got dirt off of it, right? So I'll have to clean the other one as well. You don't think you can see it, but it's there. It's there. Hello from Brazil. Oh my goodness. Crazy stuff. We got Brazil in the house tonight. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Can you guys see this? Can you see it? Let's cover it over. All right, it was Deborah who said these two little cherries right here were driving her nuts right here. All right, let's do it. Boom. All right, bye-bye. See you later. See you later. Bye. I ain't gonna miss ya. Okay, so was there treasure? No treasure. No treasure. I told everybody over on Facebook that I was going live, and will I find treasure? I think that's what I said. Or I have treasure. I do. This is treasure. Treasure from the thrift store. And I was hoping there would be like some pirate's gold inside, but it never happened. I mean, St. Augustine, right? You think that they would have, you know, my chances of finding gold in a thrift store down there might increase, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use my Shabby Chip Brush all over this piece. And because I want some of the darkness to come through, I always say that I go to the Shabby dark side. I'm going to use a Shabby Chip Brush. My two favorite brushes to use are the Wooster brush, which you'll find on my website. They're currently in stock right now. And also the Shabby Chip Brush. I say the Shabby Chip Brush because that's what it does. Gives you a shabby job, all right? It doesn't completely cover things in. So you see a little bit of the underlay poke through. Underlay. And it helps you if you love that, if you're going for a distressed look, right? So for me, I am going to brush this on very sparingly over this piece, and then I'm going to distress it off. I think it'd be really cool. Made you think of slot machines. That's so funny. All right, I got to move the big guy. All right, we'll bring the big guy back in a moment here. Let me just move the big guy. All right, because he's taking up too much space here. I need to have space to work. So what'd you guys get into today? Any chipmunks in your kitchen? So we had to, I had a late supper because as soon as we came home from work, I could not get into the kitchen because as soon as we came home, a chipmunk came out, and then Matt's like, chipmunk! So then he's like, go in there! So I had to go in and close the door. So, you know, I literally put my purse down. The chipmunk was in the kitchen. So that means I couldn't get any food for supper. So I just ate. We think the chipmunk went out, but we had to keep Stanley Cat. It's amazing how a cat can tell, isn't it? That a cat can tell when there's like another animal, you know? I thought I only had 2 dogs and a cat. Apparently I have now chipmunks. But, you know, the cat was like, well, let me at it. So I had to keep the cat out and plug the doorway so that if a chipmunk ran, it wouldn't run into the dining room. Oh, look at that. This is pretty cool. What do you guys think of this color? Do you see how nice that is? Oh, I love it. Yeah, a chipmunk. I'm pretty sure Stanley probably thought, ooh, my master's brought home a little pet for me. So if you've seen my dogs, I have 2 Chihuahuas, and one of them, if I say their name, they might even talk. Tiki, or one gets jealous of the other one when I say the one's name. Anybody else have 2 dogs and they get super jealous of each other like that? Oh, I love that. By the way, just a painter's tip that when I do this, I do long lines. And so when you are painting, if you want a more professional finish, don't do like short strokes. Don't let your brush movements go like left and right. You want them to, in terms of like just going all over the place, go as straight as you possibly can. So you can go in short brush strokes when you're putting stuff down, but immediately go back and straighten those lines out, okay? And then if you want, you can polish in between your coats and really help those lines lay down and be softer, which is awesome too. But yeah, so go in straight lines with your brush marks, right? You had a circus here today. Oh, my YouTube comment disappeared, Kelly, real quick. Did you say your cat got out? Did I see a cat and a bird? Oh my gosh, gotta love it. So yeah, the chipmunks came in, and then we had to like get it out of the kitchen, and hopefully it would leave. But I started to say that I have two dogs, and my little one, Tiki, she is a Yorkie Chihuahua. So she looks like a Yorkie, but she's got the Chihuahua attitude, right? And she might be like maybe 6 pounds. She's not that, she's not a big dog by any means. And when we got her, and still to this day, I think Stanley thinks that is his pet. Like that is his own pet, right? Oh, you made a wreath today. Oh my gosh. You know what, Jan, I gotta get with you because my friend Lori over at Unique in the Creek, she sent me some wreath boards, and I am so intimidated to try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna do like a project, but I'm gonna have to hit you up and be like, okay, help me do something that I can use for my door. She'd be so happy if I did that. And I put it off. Probably I know how people feel when they paint and they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, do it. It's not that hard, right? It does have some warmth to it. You can really see it, right? It's what it's called mocha, like mocha latte beige. Love it. But yeah, I'm sure she'd love it if I do it. But I know how people feel when I'm always like, yeah, paint it. You got it. And I'm over here like going, I don't know if I can do the whole wreath thing. You guys have your own world going on, right? But I'm going to try it because I have doors and I should try it. Chris says years ago she had a bat in the bedroom, so she went out and slept in the camper. Oh my Lord, I know. I just hope. I think we took care of the bats last year when we had them, when we moved into this new old house that looks like the Addams Family house, and we would have bats. I remember one night, Chris, we had 6 bats in here in one night, and bats are freaky because they don't go in one direction, right? Like they're not predictable. They're everywhere. Oh, nice. You were checking out a wreath? That's awesome. I'm so glad you guys go and support each other like that. That's awesome. So yeah, we had 6 bats in here in one night, and it happened night after night after night. There was bats coming out. I never ever knew the sound of a bat until I moved into this house. And I actually thought one of the first or second nights that we moved in here, I actually thought that it was a chipmunk in the wall because it was kind of making this like chirpy noise. Like, I don't know. I thought it was, in my mind, I thought that must be a raccoon, right? And then the bat with an S emerged. Yeah. So we had to we found the places they were coming in and we had to secure it all off. What's really, really funny is, when we moved into this house, we were really, really excited. You remember me going live from the bathroom? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've kind of blocked it out. I've blocked it out. Oh, I love that. You know how good this is going to look when we distress it? I love it. Oh, I've been seeing robin's eggs around too. I actually was taking a few pictures. I think the robin's egg, you tell me if you feel the same way too. I feel like when I see a robin's egg, it is one of the most perfect things. Like it is just beautiful. The colors, the speckles, the size, the shape of it. Do you feel like that? It's just, I don't know. It's just absolutely beautiful. So yeah, so hopefully this year there's no bats, no surprises. But when we moved into the house, we're like, oh my gosh, nobody told us there was bats, right? And the funny thing is, that I'm not sure if I'll do the inside. I might, yeah, I'll probably do the inside tomorrow, and just to freshen it up, because I do like to do the inside of something like this that I would use. That I think of, yeah, for me put my stuff into it, I want to kind of clean it out real good. So what was I saying? Oh my gosh, I forget what I was saying. Let me think about what it was. Oh yeah, so when we moved in, hey, hello Maria, how are ya? Aw, Maria has been our friend out here. She's been a good supporter and friend of the Junk Monkey forever, so it's always so nice to see her pop on. Then I know you're doing okay. Linda says, you almost missed the live, but that's a cute piece. Okay, well, you think it's cute right now? I'm finishing it up right now, drying it, all right? You tell me. You tell me. Do you want the grapes and the lucky cherries? Or do you want a cute little treasure in a neutral, warm mocha look? I think I'll take this one instead. You know, at my shop, I wish I had found these way before. At my shop, I was, because I see lots of moms come in with kids, And I know what it's like when you're trying to keep a little one occupied. I mean, I swear to goodness that when Riley was first like a little boy, me and Matt could not eat out anywhere. Oh, I remember that time, and I don't want to go back there. The only place we could go to was this Chinese restaurant because they had an aquarium, okay? And we could only request to sit next to the aquarium because if that seat wasn't available, Riley was going to like get really, really busy really, really fast. Like, you know, not sit at the table and you're like, you gotta sit at the table. You know, so it was like, sit down. So back at my shop, when I see moms come in, what I've done for a long time is I went looking for a treasure chest. And I found just like a pink shiny box, and I called it my treasure chest, and I filled it with all kinds of like little toys, coloring books, glittery pens, you know, Play-Doh, all kinds of stuff. And that way, when moms come in and they're picking their paint, you know, they're trying to figure out what color they want, they're just kind of holding it up, getting a good idea, you know. So the kids would be like, you know, some kids would remember, right? Yeah, right, Kelly, it works. And so the kids would be like, do you still have your treasure chest? And the mom would be like, shh, be good now, be good now. But I always would keep my treasure chest out back. So when I saw the little ones come in, it was just, you know, they could dig through it, and I kept it filled with all kinds of, and it's still down on my shop right now. It's just filled with all kinds of, like I said, coloring books and balls and Frisbees. And when you're digging through stuff like that, you know, it's the thrill of the hunt. Yeah, I like having storage too, especially cute storage. But that bigger treasure chest, and this one actually, it might make its way to my storefront. We'll see. But this could be really cute for storing. You know what? Pictures could go in here. Does anybody ever print out pictures anymore? This would be the perfect spot for it, wouldn't it? All right, let's see. Actually, I better move my drink away before I start any sanding because I don't want to drink my sand dust. I tried this, by the way. I don't know if you've had this before, but this is something new I've tried tonight for the first time. It's called Bubbly Sparkling Water. This one is Blackberry Bubbly. My son always says to me, because he's 19 and he's a wise owl, he says to me stuff like, you know, when I do the, what's it called? The really popular one. Is it Croy? Is that what it's called? Something like that. He says to me, oh no, I'm drinking my lemon ones. He'll go, this color is called Mocha. He'll say to me, yeah, Mom, you and your lemon spritzer, right? Which is, he thinks he'll say, it's pretty much like your spritzer, Mom, tastes like if you held a glass of water and somebody was in the next room holding a lemon. Because, you know, it's not really, really soda-y, right? 0 calories and, you know, but I like the taste of it. So if you like the sparkling water, that's a good one to try. So now I'm going to distress it. You can see that I did the shabby chip brush. It didn't give me complete coverage, which is what I was going for, all right? Because I wanted to look old. And now all these, like I don't know what they are, rivets, whatever you would call them on the side. Oh, it's going to be so nice because I can distress all of them and really make them pop, right? Inside, this is just black. It's just black. All right, so nothing crazy. All right. And I'm probably going to monkey shine this one, which, ooh, you got to wait and see what happens when we seal with this color. That's always fun too, right? Oh, I love that. Do you see how now, like, they all pop in the front? This part is the fun part. So remember, you can wet distress if you want, which is when your paint is still wet. If you're not somebody that likes to sand, some people don't like the feel of the, they tell me they don't like the feel of a sand block. And I would imagine it's probably like me, the way they describe it. Like, I do not like the sound. Oh my gosh, I can't even think about it. You know the sound of nails on a chalkboard? Does that make you cringe? Well, they tell me that they can't stand the feel. I mean, some people are just very sensitive to the way, you know, something like that corrosive would feel to your hand, like how abrasive it is. But are you like that? Debbie says, wear a glove. Nah, Debbie. You can if you want. I have gloves on my website, but I like to get into my work. And I'm not bothered by the feel of the sand block. But some people just don't like the feel of it in their hand, right? Oh, cotton balls, Kelly? I think I've heard of that before. What do they say? I can't remember. But cotton balls, oh my goodness. See, that one doesn't bother me. It's amazing how we're all so different. We're all so different. That's crazy. What was it, Matt? I did something the other day and Matt was like, I can't stand the sound of that. I think it was the sound of a marker. She hates the feel of it, the dryness of it maybe. I had a black Sharpie marker and I was marking on something, an order or something the other day, and it just like squeaked. Ever do that? Ever have like a marker squeak on you? Well, Matt was like, ugh. Funny. Some people don't like the sound of when you like, you know, put your nails over your jeans. I've always been like this. It's crazy, right? Nah, you are who you are. As I always say, I am what I am. Take me or leave me, I am what I am, right? Spice of life, there's a sock for every foot. We are the soup of life. All right, so that's pretty cool. You can see it right now, what it looks like. I'm gonna dust it before I seal it. Oh my gosh, guys, I love it so much. Let me just dust it with a dry brush that I have here. Maybe I'll show you tonight how I clean my wax brush because a lot of you guys have been asking just for a reminder on that. But oh, a little extra distressing back here. You know what would be really cool? Kelly, you'll probably agree with this. If I had my black soot near me, actually let me get this little brush hair right here. Boom. I really don't get upset with brush hairs or anything like that because it's life, it's real life. And you know, when brushes are made, that they go through a process to get all glued in. And the first time that you use a brush, or if there's any brushes that didn't, any brush hairs, especially in this style brush right here with the really, what would you call it? Stiff bristles. Sometimes they like to give way when you're painting. A tip is before you start to like really just work over the brush and like pull on it a little bit before you start. That will help get anything that's loose that didn't get bonded in the making process of it, right? So I love that little thing. Love it. Yes, the Rusted Mermaid. This would totally fit your vibe. You and all your oceany things. You know what? Speaking of oceany things, you'll appreciate this. I just found this. My mom sent me a piece of sea glass from Newfoundland. It says, handpicked from the beaches of Newfoundland. It says, the ocean is everything I want to be. Beautiful, mysterious, wild, and free. I'm a girl from the island, see? So this stuff really floats my boat. But I love coast. I love mermaids, and I don't know. I think that I was supposed to be a mermaid. One of my bucket lists, you tell me if you've been there, is this place down in Florida. What's it called? It starts with an M, and they have the girls that dress up like mermaids, and you can eat dinner, and they're like in the tanks while you're actually eating. You know what I'm talking about? And they will like breathe through the air hoses. Is it called? It starts with a W. Maybe that's what it is. Is it Waka something? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. If I had, though, I started to say what could really be really super nice in here, but I don't have any of my milk paint right here next to me right now, is if I take the Monkey Shine, and then what I do is go ahead and put a little bit of whatever color I want of the dry milk paint powder, then I change my clear wax to any color I want it to be, right? So if I want it to darken the inlays and really make this look antiqued, what we're gonna do is, you know, finish it off completely in the clear and then go back over any parts that I want to darken by scooping out a little bit of this and then adding the color of how I want it antique to it. And then I can like leave it in the crevices and the edges to really just simulate that, you know, where the dirt would lay, right? So you can do that. That's what it's called. Wiki-waki? I think that's what it is. Wiki-waki, yes. Okay, thank you, Jackie. So, oh man, that is like one of my bucket list things to do. Seriously. The Rec Bar, never heard of that, but that probably sounds like a fun place to go. Is that like a tiki place? Because we love tiki bars. Anybody else? Oh my gosh, there is a tiki bar that we love down in Atlanta. And when we get back down there again, we'll have to go. We like the, you know, both me and Matt, we love the cocktails that the tiki bars do. Oh my gosh, so good. I miss going to the tiki bars. That's fun stuff. All right, so, and I usually love, I've never done the Rainforest Cafe. Google says live mermaid shows. Yeah, right. Are you talking about how they advertise that place down there? Real mermaids! Look, Mom, it's a real mermaid. Too funny. Oh my gosh. That would have been my other job, right? So can you see where I'm adding this wax? Can you see this right here? This is our Clear Monkey Shine. It's all natural. Bees oil, it's oil and a wax all in one, okay guys? And so it's good for pieces that are made of wood and also pieces that are not going to get a lot of traffic, right? So this is a treasure chest, and so it's not gonna get a ton of traffic. It's not like a tabletop. Then you would always reach for your banana peel polyacrylic or, you know, one of the shimmer polyacrylics that we have. Which, stay tuned because we're growing our sealer line. So you're gonna have to watch and see what's going on. So I'm gonna put that all over it. Can you see? Okay, it's on that side, but it's not. That side still looks light, right? It's a little bit darker. Shaylin, I'll have to try it. I might have missed what you said I'd have to try. Uh-oh. But if it was anything related to tiki bars, I'm in. Oh, I love the coconut stuff, right? Like, oh, I love the coconut. Listen, if I go to a place and they have probably a drink called like a coconut kiss or something like that, that is all what I'm about. That is what it's all about. So what do you guys have on your bucket list? I'm curious now. If you could go anywhere and money wasn't an option, time wasn't an option, there was no reason, like, you know, just, I don't know, just I open the box and the Magic Genie says, yeah, you can go wherever you want to go. Where would your place, like your bucket list place, somewhere you've never been before, you want to go there, I'm curious. You'll have to tell me. And by the way, how this, anything on the beach, is Ireland. Oh, nice. My parents go to Ireland. They usually go every year, but they're not going to go this year, of course, right? Oh, look at all these places. Pina colada. Yes, we do love the pina coladas. Love the sweet drinks. I love the sweet wines and stuff like that, right? So by the way, how the sealer works is, remember that your paint is porous. And so what happens is when you brush on the oil, the wax, it plugs off those pores, meaning that it creates a resist, right? You seal up your finish. So once we put it all over, it's kind of really, really wet right now. Oh, I'd love to do one of those Alaska tours too, Chris. Then we're gonna take a nice dry lint, you know, as lint-free as you can find. These are on my website, by the way. Oh, Australia, nice. Those are beautiful places. And then what we're gonna do is buff off the top of it. So it's kind of like blotting your lips. You know how you put the lip gloss on and it moisturizes and, you know, just protects your lips. But when you got an excess of it, you blot it off, right? Well, in this case, we're going to buff it off. So you wanna do some nice circles, keep turning your cloth over and over again, because when you're done, you know you've done a good job. If your piece doesn't feel like it's oily, it's really, really, you like buffed it into the pores, and then you just wipe off what's on the top, right? And then you got a nice seal onto it. Yeah, I have never flown overseas. You know, obviously I'm from Canada, so I could drive here where I live now, up by Lake Erie, but I've never ever flown overseas. Oh man, that'd be a little nerve-wracking. Matt wants to go over to Japan at some point in our lives. I would love to see all the cherry blossoms and, you know, all the beautiful gardens, and oh my gosh, they just the way they curate their beautiful gardens over there. Hey Sharon, how are ya? And Rebecca's, oh, I forget where they are. Where are they, Rebecca? Those islands. And I can't even pronounce the name, but I forget. Just sleep on the plane. Yeah, right? You can if you want, Penny, but just don't put anything else in with it because if you're using Monkey Shine, it has oils into it. But honestly, if I wanted to, I just put some soap in with my rags. If you have any of that lye soap brush cleaner, you can take a little bit of that and throw in when it's just chunk off a little bit of it. It'll help clean your rags really nice when you clean. you'll see me use my rags over and over again. And if they get too nasty, I usually just throw them away. All right. Ain't that sweet? I love it. Let's make sure we got all the parts. By the way, I painted the hardware on here, and that's something I do sometimes too if I want to make a piece look super old. Like this was a brass looking piece of hardware. We just went right over it and then distressed off of it. So what do you think? I feel like we got it. I feel like we got it. All right, boom, bada bang. We love it. Look at my treasure chest. This color is Mocha Madness. I'm mad about mocha. You can really see the difference with it because when I put it next to white, right there, right? You can really see like, whoa, like the color. That's why I say it's like a creamy, how would you describe it? I always called it mocha, but you tell me. It's like creamy latte sort of look. And so here is your pick. You can have the grapes and the lucky cherries, or you can have a really cool, shabby, chic treasure chest. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna pick this one. You know what would be really fun as I just laid this out and I saw them side by side? Maybe I should do this one, the next project for this one. Maybe I should do this one in Stormy Forest. What do you think? Could you see Stormy Forest with this together? Do I have any Stormy Forest close by? I might have to go dig it out. But I could really see that. And like I said, if I want, I can fill in. Remember, you can do your edging as well. So if I had like some black or brown, I could do the eyeliner effect right here and really play up, like, you know, the more distressing you add, obviously, the more aged your piece is going to look. So you could do that as well, or you could just kind of antique the inside right here. So if I wanted to do that process that I was telling you guys before, what I would do is take my Monkey Shine, scoop a little bit out, put a little bit of the Black Soot Milk paint in there, the dry paint powder, and then buff it on in just the areas, and it will darken those areas, right? Oh, me too. I love me some shabby chic. So real quick, I'll show you what I do with my wax brush. Shirley, I gotta go dig some out. I'm trying to think where I have, do I have any black soot close by? I don't want to leave you guys. Ooh. Ooh. I might have some right here. Hang tight. Hang tight. Yes. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Maybe I do have my stash. Let me see though. I gotta see what I have. I'll pull it out so you guys are like, where'd she go? Where'd she go? All right, so this is one of my thrift finds, and this is how I use this piece. I was junking. You guys saw me pick this up at a Goodwill. It was like one of these big, long things like this here, right? Do you remember this one? For a couple bucks. And it's perfect for like my remnants of my milk paint, so I can just kind of look through. But I don't know if I have my black here with me. Got brown mousse, which we could do brown. Sea glass, wild salmon. Do I have any black with me? It might be out in the garage. Ocean blue, brown mousse. I think I want to stand it a little bit darker. All right, I'm gonna have to go look for my black, right? But yeah, oh, that's what it's called. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I got these earrings at Gabriel Brothers. Do you guys have one where you are? It's only like in a certain area, so I'm not sure where you guys are, but yeah, oh, I missed my Gabe shopping. So I'll have to, maybe tomorrow night, how about that? Well, tomorrow we'll finish up this one and I'll antique them for you and show you how I do that. But real quick, I'll also show you what I do. Now, there's going to be paint pigment on here picked up in this brush, but this is very, very light. So hopefully you can see it through the camera. I had a piece of paper towel. So what I do, this is our new wax brush, the stubby wax brush right there. Jug Monkey Paint Company. So excited. This is the beginnings of our very own brush line, guys. So thank you for all your support. These are handmade here in the United States of America, and they build them from scratch. And so that's pretty cool, right? So what we do is we take it now right here. Let me see here. Let's see here. Almost like here. All right, there we go. All right, so you love yours? Nice. So what we do is we take our brush and then when you're done with it, I don't wash it in water or soap or anything like that. You have to remember that the Monkey Shine, because it has oils into it, it actually nourishes your brush hairs, okay? So I'm not trying to wash out oil out of my brush. I let it stay there. But when I'm done with my waxing job, what I do is I then take this, and this is white, so hopefully you see it. And I'll basically, almost like I'm buffing, do you see that? I'm buffing off any paint pigments that came from when I was sanding and it got picked up and sucked up into this brush. So I'm going in circles, and this is how you should as well when you're sealing your piece, go in circles as much as possible. It's basically like you're plugging off all the paint pores and really creating that protection layer because you're hitting all of them, right? So go in circles, that's why you do that. And yeah, so we're gonna go in circles, and let me put this down flat so I can do this. Hopefully you can see. But basically, I go in circles back and forth until, let me get it good. Let's get it good here. So I go around until I buff it all off, until I finally start going in circles. And then by the time I got down to the bottom, there's nothing there, right? So I know I got it off. Now all I have to do is put this aside, and when I'm ready to go next time, it's ready to go. So those oils are only gonna help it, but what I do is I got the color pigment out of it, so the next time I use my wax brush, I'm not going to be carrying and traveling any sort of color pigment that was into the brush hairs with me on my next project, right? Does that make sense? So yeah, pretty easy, right? Perfect, we'll use that one tomorrow. So I'm gonna do Stormy Forest on this one. I'll get it ready for tomorrow. We'll do that one. And tomorrow, as part of the lesson, I'll show you guys how I antique, right? So I'll get my antiquing ready and maybe show you guys a couple different ways. Yeah, that's exactly what I do, Linda. And if you do it on an actual white piece of, you know, like towel or something like that, you can really see when you run out of the pigment and you know everything is clean and good to go. All right, my friend, I will be back in again tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Let's just do 9 o'clock. I think that's a good time for everybody. So I'll see you then. Yep, 9 p.m. Hopefully you like the late night shows. Like I said, I am who I am. But this is when I love, like at the end of my day, when I'm finished working and things like that, this is when I love to come on and do lives because I have lots of energy and everything is done. So I'm feeling good, right? All right, my friends, I will see you tomorrow. Let's see here. Take care. Bye-bye, ladies. See ya. Have a good night's sleep. Bye.